Hey, what's up, you guys? Listen, new breaking information on the Shanquella Robinson case. Listen, new pictures, new information. One, why did all this happen? Well, it looks like the villas that the Cabo6 were saying is owned by one of the most powerful businessmen in Mexico. Second of all, there are exclusive photos released of that villa. Third of all, there is so much stuff going down. We have to get into this. You guys, proof that her body was moved from the bedroom into the living room. Proof that, according to the investigating reporter Gerado, there was tampering the body, tampering of evidence. And also, they may be charged with a crime under Article 306 of the Mexican Criminal Code. You guys, so much stuff was dropped in this live. I watched the live. Let me fill you in. I encourage you to please go and watch the full live. But for now, let me give you some highlights, and then you can go dive in. These highlights are deep. For instance, right? One of the things that he said, people asked was, do you know why no other newspaper in Mexico is talking about Shanquella Robinson's case? He says, the Cabo Villas is where Shanquella was killed. You know who is the owner? One of the most powerful businessmen in Mexico. He didn't say who the person's name was, but he said he would release it at a different time, okay? Now, he gives pictures of the Red Cross EMTs and the doctor working on Shanquella's body. Now, again, watch my other video. I zoomed in on the pics. As I understand it, I'm not going to show anything gruesome, but in my other video, I zoomed in on the pics. So you see the doctor's face looking super, super guilty, and you see the EMTs looking disturbed and shocked, okay? It shows them working on the body. A lot of people questioned whether or not this photo was valid. However, he did show other photos where he cross-referenced an actual picture of the villa, the floor, the chairs, the couch, how things are set up, and he juxtaposed that. And there's even the table where they were eating, and he juxtaposed that with the picture of Shanquella's deceased self on the floor. You guys, again, the pictures look like they check out to me, okay? You see a gray couch, same gray couch. You see the same chairs in the corner, same chairs. You see two EMTs from the Red Cross. You see a woman doctor, and you see poor Shanquella laying there, okay? This looks like the checkout. This looks like it checks out to me. Some people said, oh my God, this could be anything. Where are you finding a Black woman, young lady of the same build, same height, same scene reenacted in the same villa? I just don't think this, right? Let's get into this, right? He said that they altered the scene of the crime. He said, if you look at the detail, of the first video that was released by anonymous people that the family let circulate, she was attacked inside her bedroom. How do we know that? Because we see the bed, and also she is sleeping in the nude. She was attacked in her bedroom. But in the pic, she is clearly in the living room. How do we know it is the living room? Again, the table's there, the same couch is there, and the fireplace and same chairs are there. Oddly enough, there's a towel laying on the couch. I don't see the bag Nazir Wiggins was talking about. Again, this looks like the scene 100%. Now, Sunica is alleging that they moved her body, right? And that he's alleging also that the authorities are saying that Dejanay couldn't move the body on her own. She would have needed help, okay? Now, just to let you guys know, there have been reports circulating, okay? It was corroborated by Joe Bruno of one of the local TV stations, the Metropolex, and a few other sources, that there have been subpoenas issued to the Cabo6 to come to Mexico to get questioned, definitely to testify, but also to be questioned to find out what they know, okay? Getting back into him, Sunica surmising they moved her body. Dejanay couldn't move her body on her own. That's what they're thinking. She would have needed help. Now, He's saying that it's a crime in Article 306 of the Mexican Penal Code for altering, changing, modifying, to move or change in any way objects, people, etc., whenever a crime has been committed. Just that crime of tampering with the scene, which is basically what they're saying, carries 2 to 6 years in prison. This is under the Penal Code of Baja California. The second crime is if you cover it up. Again, what's the easiest way to see they covered up? Shanquella was naked in the video, and she had clothes on in this photo. She had clothes on in this photo. Why is that important? Because we know that they are surmising that there was a fatal blow. This is what the autopsy is saying, that basically had an internal decapitation. If you don't know what that is when your head becomes detached from the base of the spine, but there's still skin holding it together. Okay. That was supposed to happen around 3 p.m. The doctors and stuff came later. How did she get the clothes? And how did she get moved out of that room? Because one thing that everybody can agree in, if you have any type of medical history or even just any type of common sense, she didn't get up and walk out of that room and then fall and get herself dressed and then fall out in the living room. Oddly enough, she fell out on the living room where there was some type of carpet, not on the floor. So you took that type of beating, got yourself dressed, walked out into the living room, and then laid down on the carpet around the coffee table. It makes no sense. Now, Nasir Wiggins did say that she was on the couch and he turned her to the side. How did he turn her to the side, especially if there was already damage to the base of the spine? Again, Article 335 of the Mexico Penal Code, concealment, helping others. Where are we? Concealment and helping others. Hold on, guys. Let me get my place. Here we go. Article 335, concealment, helping others with a crime. Okay. The Cabo6, even if they're not found guilty of Shanquella's, the actual death blows, which we know that is Dejanay based off of what we see in the video. Okay. If this has to be proven in court, but it looks pretty open and shut. Now, let's talk about the Cabo6. They may be looking at, if they are tried in Mexico, a minimum of 2 years in prison. A maximum for one charge will be 6 years. However, there's another Article 335 concealment, which it looks like carries another 2 to 6 years in prison. They are looking at a minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 12 years in prison if these charges can be proven true. Now, we do not know if it is the entire Cabo6. And this is predicated on the fact that somebody, I believe, okay, helped Dejanay dress her and helped move her body to the living room. What else are we saying? There were questions, of course, right? Were any security cameras on the property? He said there was none inside, but there was some outside. Why is that important? Because remember when Nasir Wiggins was saying that he went out by the pool? And here's another thing that's actually very important about why there's some outside. Some people might actually say when it's time and all the smoke clears, wait, it wasn't us. We didn't know what was going on. We went to the pool. We went here. We weren't inside. You can't charge us. Let's say Dejanay is on some belly ride or die stuff, right? And she's like, I'm not talking. The cameras will prove who was in the house, who entered the house. Nasir Wiggins, you said you got there before the fight ended, and you got there after the doctor got there. Well, did he say after the doctor? No, he said he got there around 3 o'clock, and then the doctor got there shortly after. Let's see on the video. Is that true? Did it happen? Or were you there for a while and you were there when they even called the doctor? Which means, did you talk about this with them? And are you part of the maybe conspiracy? Right? 2, in case everybody's like, no, I was out chilling. I was in the pool. We didn't know what happened. There's outdoor cameras. So let's see who was in the house and who was out the house. Because if people were in the house, everybody has some explaining to do, because that was the living room. And unless 6 people were in their rooms, minding their business, not going in the living room, again, what did you guys see? It takes away alibis they can have. Another question, do Mexican police have pictures, right? Have the pictures. Now, here's the thing. Zuniga says he doesn't know. I'm going to give you my theory about that. Hell yeah, they have the pictures. First of all, everybody keeps asking who took the pictures. It's obvious the police that were responding took the pictures. Well, then again, I was going to say the Cabo6 wouldn't be dumb enough to take the pictures. That's not true. The Cabo6 would absolutely be dumb enough to take the pictures. All right. So the Cabo6 took the pictures, but they would be dumb enough to do it. But let's just say this, right? It looks like from the angle, the police that were on the scene took a picture. I probably they're required to take pictures of all emergencies on the scene or whatever. You see the two EMTs, you see the doctor. I'm guessing it's the police officers. And if it was the police officer that took the pictures, I'm guessing that the Mexico authorities actually have this. Oddly enough, one thing we can say, Sunuga has connections to this case somehow, right? Somebody's leaking him this information. This wasn't a random picture. It wasn't just left out. Somebody is leaking this information. All right. However, I will say this. With the pictures from the angle, it's either the police or a maid. Those are the only people that I could actually see being in the villa with access to this, that nobody knew that they were around, right? Interestingly enough, they even said that at one point before the EMTs got there, right? The Red Cross first responders, the friends actually helped, one of the friends helped the doctor, Miss Carolina Beatriz or whatever, help give CPR to Shanquella, getting in, right? They asked him specifically, how did you get the pics? He said, that's our job. We're working in the area through contacts we have, and people we know shared them with us. You guys, he definitely has contacts. Let's get into a little bit more. They said, do you have pics of the Cabo6 in the condo? He said, we don't have those pics at this time. We're working with a contact that was in the area to see if we can get those pics. I believe at this point his contact is somewhere in that police department, somewhere. Okay. Did the maid find Shanquella? Right? How did she find Shanquella? They said the maid did find her. They found her in the living room, not the bedroom, and not in the bathroom. Nasir Wiggins said, right? What did Nasir Wiggins say on his live? Or what did they say in the live, that she was actually found in the bathroom, right? Or at least Nasir said that's what he said. Let me retract that, because I have to go watch Nasir's live. If you know what Nasir said where they found her, please let me know. But somebody said that they found her in the bathroom, or Nasir said they told him to find the bathroom. I'm going to have to double check on that, but hold that in your heads. Okay, so they found her lying in the living room. That means that someone had to move her body, and I'm guessing it was more than Dejanay. They asked questions about Dejanay Jackson, right? He said he's going to do a separate show on Dejanay Jackson. A link to his YouTube channel, by the way, is in the description box, okay? Go ahead and check the live. Please subscribe and support. He is not monetized right now, so he cannot make any money off of this. However, of course, like we are, he's trying to move his, grow his YouTube channel, right? Also, they asked him why he hasn't been in touch with the family, right? He says that he'll try to get in touch with them, but for him, it was critical to give police information so that they could use them. He said, they asked, can you send the pics to the FBI in the US? He said he's going to give them to a Mexico attorney. They're the one liaison with the FBI, the Mexico district attorney. They're liaison with the FBI, and they will coordinate what needs to be done with the FBI or any other attorneys. I 100% believe he already gave this information to the Mexico attorney office and the FBI. I feel like we're finding out this information late, which is fine. It doesn't mean it's not true, but I do feel like we're finding out this information late. And I do believe that if he releases the Mexico attorney general, district attorney, or whatnot, I do believe that they're actually giving him the okay to do this. There's somebody asked, when are you going to show Dejanay's detention pics? And he said he's waiting for that when she arrives in Mexico. He expects that to be in January. He's going to cover that in another show, what he knows, what's taking so long, and whatnot. They asked what time were the pics taken, and they said the pics were taken when the doctor arrived at approximately 3 p.m. If the pics were taken when the doctor arrived at approximately 3 p.m., then let me just rewind. That means that this was taken by the maid and not the police, because the police didn't arrive till 5. Okay, fine. they asked what what Shanquella is wearing in the pic: a black t-shirt and pink shorts. You guys, next show on his live, Gerado is going to actually show new evidence, which is going to be a call to 911. He's going to show new evidence, what's going to be a call to 911. You guys, I have a question in all this, and a link to the live will be below. Please make sure you go and watch the full live, or at least go give it a like, because he is actually breaking information that I believe to be credible. And it's information that the Mexico authorities have. As we know from Shanquella's family, they're very frustrated. The FBI is not talking to them. The police is not talking to them. But we need to, at this point, start asking again, what is taking the American side so long? Mexico looks like they're ready to act. They look like they have everything. And they're like, come on, gimme. What is taking the American government so long? I know people say extradition takes a while, but as Nancy Grace will tell you, and as anybody that's researched the crime treaty between Mexico and America, it could take up to 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year. But also in high profile cases, extradition has happened in under 2 to 3 weeks. We have a video. We know what happened. What is taking so long for the American side to get on the calendar, the extradition? Now, let's also keep in mind that this extradition, and when I say extradition, I mean Dejanay stepping foot on Mexican soil to actually be arrested, should be happening, honestly, sometime in the next week or two. It's somewhere between 30 and 60 days for paperwork to be processed. Sometimes it could take longer, but you guys, this is a high profile case. It has been talked about. They have video evidence. What is taking so long? These are questions we're going to have to start answering, because at this point, it doesn't look like Mexico's the one dragging their feet. It looks like the actual U.S. government is dragging their feet. It looks like the U.S. government is the problem. You guys, listen, hit me up. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to take the information that Sunika released on his YouTube channel, and I'm going to cross-reference that with Nasir's Wiggins Live and a lot of other things, because things are starting to come together. Now, my question is, if an investigative reporter can do this, if the YouTube aspire can do this, if all these people can do this, what is taking the American government so long? We need to know. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I will be following this. There definitely will be updates. I've dived into a criminal code. I've invited a lawyer that knows extradition onto the channel to actually talk about it. We are going to get to the bottom of this. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. Y'all, listen, we all want justice for Shanquella, right? The number one thing we can do is go donate to the parents' GoFundMe. Why? Because they need money for investigators. They need money for lawyers. They need money for translators. It's not an easy thing. And I would think only a fool would trust the FBI to stay on top of this. Not saying they won't, but we've seen what happened in the past. Do you really want to leave it up for chance? If you don't want to do that, fine, keep your money in your pocket. But then the other thing we can do is keep this in the media. Let's not let it go away. Let's talk about it. Do we need to gossip idly? No, but actually talking about it, being interested in it, asking questions, getting questions, and demanding justice. That's what's going to bring her justice. Everybody's acting like, oh my God, just leave it in the hands of the law. Yes, of course. But they haven't even, like, what are you guys talking about? The Cabo6 have not even been deported yet. And we're waiting for Dejanay to show up with that little band over her eyes that they do in Mexico media. This case is a long way from being where it needs to be. Once she is standing trial and has been arraigned, fine. Let's take a step back and let justice do its job. But nothing's happened yet. Nothing has happened yet. We don't even know with the arraignment whether she's going to beat the case, whether the Cabo6. You guys, we have a long way to go. It's a long journey. I know it seems like forever, but it's only been like, what, a month and a half since the case was open. I think they started called it a murder November 15th or 16th. It seems like a long time to us, but that's not that long in the eyes of the law. Let's just keep the pressure on their necks. Tomorrow's going to be a heavy upload day. I got a lot of things coming in, a lot of things I want to talk about the case, about what's going on the American side and why it's so slow. In the meantime, I will talk to you guys later, okay? Take care of one another, and let's keep our foot on their neck. Talk to you guys later.